Guys, so we're back at the Art of Whiskey, my man. And let me tell you this, man. Yeah, I will do. This is the guy who started it all. Now, I had a good idea. He had a better idea. My idea came from a bad idea. I met him. I said, oh, no, this is a good idea. I said, man, I think we can create a whiskey business or a brand.
Where else can you drink some Fat Elvis?
I don't know if that's a good thing. Fat Elvis didn't live long. This whiskey's gonna be gone soon, so definitely get to the Blendery and get that. But part of our journey is starting with Tim, man, and these are all. Who's happening in the door? Hold on, time out. We'll be right back. Oh! Dude, my house has turned into a zoo, and I kid you not, it didn't used to be this way.
More of a zoo now with less dogs.
I know. What's it feel like to be here on Booze and Food, my friend, and see kind of like our passion for what your passion to bring people together? Because I didn't have this passion, people, and I gotta be honest, your Marcus knows, I'll be like, hey, I ain't sending one message out today, hopefully nobody shows up. And you hear bing, bing. I never say nothing, I always cook. If nobody shows up, so be it. But I was like, shit.
Yeah, it was cool to see a lot of the people from the Blendery that show up here that you say have been showing up for like a year here.
Literally, not metaphorically, literally, man.
So that was cool. I underestimated the food.
Oh!
I mean, that was the best catfish I've ever had. Whatever your sloppy Joe elk boar thing was incredible.
Yeah.
Taking some of that home.
And he's serious about that. When Tim tell you something, he's carrying out a bag like, look, bro, that's coming home.
Yeah, and some of the catfish. So yeah, it's really good. So a lot of fun, great people, great whiskey. Like even I brought some good bottles, but I mean, what everybody else brought is on pour too. So yeah, it's good food, good people, good whiskey. So I see why people keep dinging the doorbell.
And I kid you not, man, I said this before. I'm learning to be passionate about people through whiskey by way of Tim at the Blendery. I know for a fact I'm passionate about food and the concept of it, along with the construct of it and how to put it together. And I know for a fact, if something goes wrong with booze, everybody gonna eat some food. And the food is something Jimmy and I have focused on for at least a year. And it literally is bar none. You couldn't go to a restaurant and order this. That's just the best.
Yeah, that's cool. And that's and the same kind of thing. That's what makes some of those whiskeys special. You can't go to the store and get some of this whiskey.
You can't go get that, man. I promise you.
I'm gonna get a little pour of that. I think you have the only bottle left.
It's a couple of them left, but shout out to Scott Cutchins and those people. Like I gotta save this one just because it's like I'm an old-fashioned fan and Golden Grains. Everybody knows it's one of my favorite.
Yeah, I thought you killed that a long time ago.
Oh no. We save these go back to the closet, my friend. And these are words you pull out. I think if I was ever going to teach someone about whiskey, because of you, all these bottles taste exactly opposite, which is a good thing. Yeah. Because you go, most of them are single barrels, a couple blends in there, but you go, wow, how did you do that?
Different.
I didn't.
Yeah, everyone's different. Yeah,
not metaphorically, literally different, my friend.
Yeah, we're pushing 500 different bottles, releases, 500 different flavor profiles, and it's going to keep going. So yeah, it keeps me interested, that's for sure.
Likewise, my friends. So guys, we started the Art of Whiskey because when I walked into the Blendery, I was inspired by the way in which Tim taught us to think about whiskey and how to share with others and how to experience it, to say the least. And then I said, man, I want to honor the Blendery and what we do, because we've got some big dreams and high hopes here. And the best way to do that for me is through food. These guys have plenty of booze. I don't need to do more of that. And then big thank you to Tim, because if we want to experience new things or even old things, let's say, Tim, hey, can I borrow a bottle of this? We don't drink it all. He'll lend me that opportunity to share with you guys my perspective and continue to build my palate. So I'm literally sitting, as I've said, front row in a seat that I think only God could have created, if I'm being honest. Sometimes you try to explain stuff a different way, but the story is, I told you, Marcus, make a list of all the whiskey places or distilleries in Texas. He made a list. I called everybody. Tim gave me the most perspective, time, energy, communication. Allow us to come in and make some mistakes. Be very clear. He allowed us to come in and make some mistakes, some poor choices, and then allowed me to extend my hand in assisting and being a part of his social media journey and my whiskey experience. And we wouldn't be here, to be clear, without the Blendery.
Yeah, and you hear that iron sharpens iron, and this guy makes me a better person too. And because at the end of the day, you know, I'm tired, you know, have a long day, we helped a lot of people, and then he's like, all right, come on, boss man, let's go, put the microphone on. We got 27 videos to make.
Literally, it's not a metaphor.
And you know, when I look back at that, even at KBF, yeah, I was tired and done, but you pushed me to make those videos and to do the extra things that kind of, you know, elevate this even more, because so many people are watching our next move now.
Oh yeah.
And I actually talked to one of
we're learning that too. Every day that people we're learning, like, hey, I watch you guys all the time. I can't wait for the next video.
Yeah, even Scott said that. And he's not a whiskey guy.
He doesn't own a bottle of whiskey at his house. I've been to his house. But for him and many others to be like, wow, I gotta watch. I didn't know this. And Tim gave Scott time that he would give you at the Blendery, educating him about the char barrel and what goes into it, how he makes choices. I said, man, it's like this dude's at work. And for me, it's his work because I get to learn and then go in and compliment what Tim does by way of creating a space of booze and food. Like, I don't pay one person to show up. They bring the best bottles on earth, and we keep getting better by the day. And it means the utmost world to us to have the boss man in the house, and people who weren't going to make it today were like, yo, I'm coming today. If Tim's coming, my man, I'm going to be there, bruh, because it means so much for us to be a part of the Blendery, this experience, and that's what keeps us coming. Like, it keeps us together. The Blenders keeps us together, whether it's the makers that Tim brought, the Four Roses, the Blendery, it's whiskey. And whiskey, as he said many times, is a conduit to keeping people just, I say keep it whiskey, but just keep people like having conversation. You hear that noise in the back? That's a beautiful noise to me, because nobody's talking about stupid stuff. They're just sharing life and enjoying each other, man. So anything else you want to leave them with when we're talking about whiskey, man? Because we can't thank you enough for being here.
Yeah, I think we're onto something. Yeah, and it's, you know, and I had, you know, one of our newer guys that started with us, he came in today to help with some production, and he's like, hey man, do you think you've hit kind of like the peak? Because this is like, you know, you're pretty popular right now, and your stuff you're putting out, you know, sells out pretty quick. Do you think that's the peak of it? And I'm like, no, like this is the start of it. Like, we are just pulling away from the train station, and yeah, I think we're going to change the industry based on what we're about to do. And I don't like talking about stuff until it's done, but I mean, there's so much here, and there's so much. That's why I like taking you on these trips too, because you start to see it, and it starts to put things into perspective. Like, wow, this is endless. It is endless, and it's a part of American history, and the flavor profiles, and you start learning about the wood and the trees and the soil and you know, where it was aged and the warehouses, and now you're trying the exact same whiskey that was stored 20 feet higher than this barrel, and it tastes completely different than this, and it's like,
and they don't attract, to be clear.
And if you ask people like, hey, what are you doing to track this, and like, nobody's doing really much of anything.
Letting the wind blow, keeping the window open. It's really that simple. It's no temperature control.
Yeah. So probably about the time that I die, I'll figure out some of this stuff, and it'll be super cool to know, like, hey, we cracked the code on some of it, but maybe I won't. Like, that's part of the mystery behind some of this whiskey, is like, we can't do this stuff again. Brent Elliott can't make these single barrels again. They're absolutely unique to what's in that bottle, and there might be 120 bottles, and then that's it, and then it's over. So
literally, not metaphorically, people. And again, orange juice, along with many other, it's the same thing. It's over. It's like, you find it, be grateful, share it with somebody else. I love sharing it with some people and making sure they experience it, because I too thought that whiskey was just whiskey. It's not Coca-Cola. It is literally different.
Yeah, you even when I entered it, I thought, like, okay, this is kind of all the same. This is a big marketing thing, marketing, and some of it is, but we want to take the marketing aspect out of it. That's why even Chance was like, oh my gosh, like I thought this was gimmicky. I can't believe, you know, you're capturing these flavors and these bottles, and what are you adding to it to get it to taste this way? And when we pull back the curtain and show them like what we're doing and how these are just from the barrels, and these two flavors came from these 3 different barrels that we blended, that those flavors didn't exist until we blended them together, and then they blew up, and it's like, wow, how is that even possible? And nobody can answer how that's possible, because every variable is different. Every variable continues to change on a daily basis. So even what we blended today would taste different if we blended it tomorrow. So that's part of the magic.
And guys, look, it is magic in a bottle, magic at the Blendery. If you've been there, then you already know that there's magic in that place, and the magic really lies in the people. And again, I don't send a bunch of messages. As a matter of fact, most people don't have to talk to me to come to my house. They just send one more person a message. Hey, look, I'll be over Trev's house on Monday. If you got time, stop by. Like, is it okay? It's okay. If I bring it, you're fine. There's going to be good foods. If you drink, there's booze. But most important, there's good people, man. I've said this before, guys. We cannot thank Tim at the Blendery enough for helping us start our whiskey journey, being a part of his journey, and sharing our whiskey story. And we get to make history, I think, along with what he's doing there. And even these days like this is historic. Because if I didn't stick to it a year ago, I did it every now and then.
Yeah, I really didn't think you've been doing this for a year. I thought this was like, hey, whenever you talk to a couple people.
No. You think they just keep popping up because it's like...
I don't know.
Hey, they keep showing up because they know there's going to be good food. They know there's going to be good people. It's always good fucking booze. And then realistically, you go, what else am I doing on Monday? Outside of football, which we could turn on the TV, you go...
But I bet nobody would even watch it.
They're not. Like, that's the beauty about it tonight is like, you hear, I'm telling you, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's 9 people in that kitchen talking right now, and nothing's playing. There's quiet in this house outside of him and I doing videos, is because good people want to be around great people, and great people do great things. And sometimes it's just spending time together, man. So, again, the Blendery is the same place. The TV's not running. There's some music in the background, but people are sharing bottles and showing up for friends and connecting to people. And I said, man, I can do that. And it's only because of the Blendery that this is possible, and because I love food. And the booze are a byproduct of it. So we can't thank Tim again enough for showing up. Bring us some good bottles.
We need to do like craft the perfect pairing.
Look,
so
now he sees it. He sees it now.
We haven't released yet.
Yeah.
You need to find the perfect pairing of food with that bottle, and then we need to release it. And talk about it here. Then you'll have 100 people show up.
No, they can't. 100 people can't show up. But eventually, one day, I think we'll have a restaurant called Booze and Food, and it'll be because of moments like this, and it'll complement what the Blendery is doing. I'd love to be a part of the long term. He already knows this. I'm not going nowhere. So when you find good things, do great things. I'm gonna say this for those that know. Jay-Z said, "What's better than one billionaire?" He said 2. Nothing complicated. If I'm a billionaire, my wife a billionaire, my friend's a billionaire, I'm telling you, we all like, who cares? If we had $1 billion a day, what would change? Nothing. These people still be sitting here because they got more time. So where I want to go to Trev's tonight, eat some good food, hang out with him, Jimmy G, Tim, Eric, and all the others. Like, $1 billion wouldn't change a thing because there's still good food and good whiskey here at the function of their being. It's like, yo, I want to be around good people. That's what makes it so simple. So,
and you gotta eat.
Hey, you gotta eat. There's no way around that, man. You gotta eat, man. Booze and food is a thing. We're in the whiskey corner here with the Whiskey Blendery. Tim Booze here, Mr. Whiskey, aka Keep It Whiskey, people. Good stuff.